You are now listening to the podcast for geeks and the stuff they love, where each week we'll talk about everything from anime to movies, games, and prop collecting with the people who create and love it. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Vince.
I'm James.
And this is your Geek Fix.
Oh, yeah. Did you get that? Where'd you get that?
I went to the Gromit Underground shop. So Gromit Underground is an event that they did in Bristol, because the studios that made or
keep burning down.
The one, like, people that made Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run and so on.
Aardman.
They're based
Aardman,
in Bristol. So I visited their studios, but I could only see it from the outside because they don't allow people to visit, sadly.
Oh.
And so I've got photos and videos of, like, the stuff that you can see from the window. What they did one year was they created, or I think they asked lots of independent artists to create sculptures or, like, statues of Gromit and of Feathers McGraw and so on, like, in just different styles, different colors and so on. And they put them, and Wallace, obviously, they put them all around Bristol so that you could go out and find them and just take pictures with them. I think it was 2015. I might be wrong. It might have been more recent than that. But they're doing it again next year. In summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was really upset to find out that it wasn't this year that they're doing it. It was next.
Well, yeah. Did they talk at all about the fact this is the studio? Aardman Studios is where it's burnt down twice, 2 or 3 times now, and they lose everything. Like, everything's gone, and every time. So all the original sets,
they have 2 next to each other.
Oh, all the original. Well, I know the one where they do all the storage of all the original sets and all of the, and the original, figures and everything else. It keeps burning down. I mean, it's fairly wood place.
Well,
I mean, it's a
small survey. I mean, I would blame.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad. Yeah. So there's none of the original stuff. So they kind of build from scratch over and over and over again. But Aardman, let me look that up. But yeah, Manfire. That's what I looked up. Aardman.
That's my drag stage name, man.
Is it? Yeah, man.
Manfire.
Here we go. Curses. Yeah. Literally, the Guardian released an article that they titled "Curses Gromit." Fire destroys animation firm's studio for the 5th time. I thought it was just a couple of times.
Wow.
Gee whiz. That's not good.
You'd be awesome by then, right?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, every time you got all this stuff, you really kind of, because to really use stuff would be great, too. But, yeah, it just gets burned down. But they keep pushing forward. They never take it as maybe this means something. Maybe Shaun the Sheep is really.
I guess it might explain why they take, like, long breaks between films and stuff.
Maybe it's rebuilding. Like, crap, we got to build another studio. Yeah, fires. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's a lot though.
The latest Chicken Run, by the way.
No.
I haven't seen the newest one that got released
on Netflix.
No.
Oh, it's
Did
not
you
bad.
see it?
Yeah,
is it pretty good?
Bad. They changed the voice actors for some of the characters though, and it's weird. Ginger is not Ginger anymore.
But the first one's like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't even know now. It's old.
Yeah, no, it's old. It's old. I think it's 1999 maybe.
No,
that sounds about right. It was when my oldest was pretty young.
2000, I can't remember.
Yeah, here it is right here. Oh no, 2000. You got it right there.
2000, yeah.
Wow.
That's 24 years ago.
24 years.
Yeah, 24 years.
But no, it's
that's
good.
Crazy.
It doesn't hit as close to home as the first one, but I think, like, the first one is that important because of, like, the nostalgic part of it. Like, it came out when we were that much younger and so on and so forth. But the second one wasn't bad. Like, there are people that are saying, like, their kids watched it and they were sleeping and they just didn't find it as entertaining and such. But I think it was all right.
It's hard because a lot of their animations, I think the first time I showed some of them, I think it was not the first episode, not the first movie that they made, but one of the Wallace and Gromit movies that my kids also kind of like got tired or whatever. And I think it's just because of the pacing. But every time, I mean, I first saw it when I was in my teens, and it was only with adults in it. I mean, this was it because they only used to do the animation festivals. So it wasn't like a thing that was just generally released. Like each of those was released for the annual animation festival, the World Animation Festival. And so you're talking just mostly adults anyways. And it was like the thing that brought you to those animation festivals. Because you always knew that the last one that they're going to show was going to be one of the Wallace and Gromit movies. And, and then I remember when they eventually released them on VHS, two of them, I think, on VHS. And it was hard to get to and stuff like that. But I mean, like, yeah, it's not a Shaun the Sheep kind of movie. Usually those aren't. Chicken Run really wasn't bad.
Surprisingly, when we rewatching them recently, that they are really short. Like they're like 30 to 40 minutes each, except for the Personal Web Rabbit.
Because that was the limit of what they were given. I mean, you can't. Yeah, it's a film festival, so yeah. But yeah, how great were those? I mean, they were so classic. And stuff. The story behind them too. I mean, even of being able to get the main actor was funny because like he was the one that they had in their head, just from the shows, the TV shows that he used to be in, and stuff. The way that he acts in the animation is literally the way they're like he's the only one that can do it. Like we have to ask him, and sure enough, he was the one to do it. They can't do it with anybody else, and stuff like he's kind of the one that carries most of that. Wallace does, and then. I
used to have like a Wallace and Gromit screensaver app that would get them to the moon and everything. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Windows 95. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, I had they did release again. This is an adult purchase that I made. They had a kit that it was a clay kit, and then it came with some additional pieces you would stick in, but it was to make the characters, including the penguin.
Oh wow!
And so I think it must have come out right after that one. And but yeah, it was pretty cool. And you got to put it together, even though they don't make them with actual, putty or clay anymore. Like I think there was only movie 1 or movie 2 that they stopped doing that. So they're all preformed now, and then they're you swap out pieces and they're plastiform.
They actually have a part of that in the M-Shed Museum. So in Bristol, right next to the port where they've got like train rides and stuff. They have a museum of Bristol history, and they have a section like just like that where they have Wallace's head with a section where he doesn't have his mouth, and they have different mouthpieces for different
all the options,
like voice sounds.
That's awesome. I'm doing that. Yeah. So let's hear your best Wallace impression. Give me your best line from Wallace and Gromit. There, James. You do it, and I'll do it. I'll do my version.
Yeah, I mean, anything I can do is cheese.
Yeah. Cracking cheese, Gromit.
Oh wow,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good,
eh?
Leave him to me. I'll get the bounder.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that's not too shabby.
Well,
we had to revoice that one. But that in Dutch.
you were talking about the Wallace and Gromit merch and stuff. I've got 2 alarm clocks, like Wallace and Gromit themed alarm clocks, from 2 of the different films. Let's get them.
Oh really? Nice. Keeping stuff at your parents' place.
I think most of my Lego is up there.
Is that? I think all the things that would be worth most money were the things that I left behind at my parents, and now there was some point where they were like, "Come back and get it, and you can have it," and it's like, let it go. Oh, look at that!
Oh wow!
So that is way more than what I was expecting.
Yeah, wow.
This one sadly was defiled by my brother and sister, but this one seems pretty right.
Oh my gosh,
that
is pretty cool. I like that one too.
Yeah.
So does that have action then? Do they do something or?
Yeah.
Does the sheep pop out or something?
The sheep is like the on-off button. So you.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Wallace's hand at the back moves around. So like when you watch him from the front, you can actually see him washing the
turning it. Oh, that's pretty good. Really slowly, though.
Gromit, I think also
you should rework that. Cross-theme it with Back to the Future.
Just stuff the white hair on it.
Yeah.
And then this one, I think
that
was
one,
like, but like, the podium was Gromit's bowl, and then you could press the slippers to do different functions.
Oh, really? What did the buttons on or did they light up or anything on the wall?
Yeah, there's supposed to be all of these with the lights and stuff, but I only have one. I think these just lit up, and I think it was like different modes, like if you had it in alarm mode or like clock mode or whatever.
That's a clock, though. Now I gotta look this up. I want that.
It's not very good.
It's probably a lot of money too. Let's see how much this thing is.
That's interesting.
Curious.
It's by Wesco, if that helps.
Is it Wesco?
1995. That's gonna be a tough find, I guess.
Let's wait. Wallace and Gromit. So, how old were you when you got this?
I honestly don't remember.
I should have typed. Oh, there it is, right there. $60 or best offer plus $15 shipping.
Doable.
Oh, there it is in the box. In the box, it's $100 easy.
All right.
Oh, there's your other one too. Your other one's about $60. $209. Some people are trying to sell it for.
Does it come with cheesy crackers?
Yeah. That's the one of the edition. Oh, here's one where they actually even have. There's one where they sit in front of the fireplace, and there's a clock. It must be the same company.
I think I did one for every film.
Wow.
Nice.
I might have to get that. I like that a lot. Now you made me aware of something I got to buy. Not like I haven't bought a bunch of stuff this week already, but at the same time, that is. I have a special place in my heart for Wallace and Gromit for sure.
Oh yeah.
They definitely represent a good portion of my life.
At the convention was this artist that was doing cross sections of the Wallace and Gromit.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So
I went back 3 times. First time I waited in line for a guy who was very enthusiastic with Thunderbirds, and he commissioned him for a painting or drawing in his book of cross sections. So I was like, "Excuse me, do you take only cash or anything else?" Yeah, only cash. So I had to go back to the ATM, get some cash. I went through the whole con and went back like 20 minutes later. The same guy was sitting there with another book, and the guy was drawing another thing in his book. And I was waiting. Then the guy turned around and said, "Look at all the cool detail." I'm like, yeah, cool, nice. But I do have a photo shoot up with the McKenna Grace. Then I want to go on. But the guy itself with drawing it was like having a good time. And the guy was obviously the guy sitting in front of him was obviously a big fan. But I was like, I mean, just let me get like €5 in for a pre-signed copy. I can get you a Wallace and Gromit thing. In and out. No, didn't have it. I went back the 3rd time after the photo shoot, and it was still the same guy sitting there. So
do you think they'll keep making Wallace and Gromit movies? I mean,
I'm not even sure.
Is the main actor? Yeah, is he still alive? I don't know if he's still alive or not. I don't know. Be interesting to find out, I guess.
If he's not, I don't know if it would be the same. Honestly,
he's got to be like. I mean, because he was in shows. So back in the day, I used to watch other shows that he was in that had to have been produced back in the 70s or 80s, early 80s. And he already kind of was a little older at that point in time, I think. What did you find out, Vinz? Is that what you...
No, I'm looking for some... I thought that Aardman, but it's a different Dutch guy, Steve Odekerk.
Oh, yeah?
He makes thumbboards and all that. I thought it was the same studio.
Oh, no. That'd be funny. Well, stay tuned. I know this is a little bit of a shorter one, but I wanted to kind of fit it in there. Stay tuned for our next episode.
If you've enjoyed this podcast and want more, stay tuned for that, but also check out our channel. Join the community on YouTube that goes by the same name, Your Geek Fix. Be sure to check out Vinz on Twitter at massivedmg_ and on his YouTube channel, massivedmg. Check out James at Mr. Malto4 on Instagram and the Replica Prop Forum. We also want to hear from you, so be sure to send your questions, stories, and other projects to yourgeekfix@gmail.com. In the meantime, this has been Your Geek Fix.